Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading is for our, I don't know, what do we want to call him? Predator-in-Chief? Pathological Liar-in-Chief? Psychopath-in-Chief? Soon-to-go Chief. Let's call him soon-to-go. Okay, so for his September 23rd, Wednesday. Forces in motion. What is crossing him? His real feelings. His actions. His karma. His future. And the outcome. Now this may reach beyond the day, and it may also reach behind into the past and into the future, of course. That's what I'm noticing with the readings anyway. Remember that there's some ricin or something that came through that was stopped at the post office, or stopped at the mail in the White House area, and let me think. I can't remember the day, but I just remember there was one day where we had the I'm pretty sure it was the Forces in Motion, but I remember the card, it was the Queen of Swords reversed, and I kept remembering that card can have to do with poisons. So yeah, so people are pissed off. Okay, so using the Lenormand to layer over forces in motion, challenges, real feelings for him, what he's actually doing, his karma, his future, and the outcome. Okay. All right, we'll layer those on next. Okay, so forces in motion, we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. His challenge is the Seven of Cups. His real feelings, well, that's unsurprising. Four of Pentacles. What he's actually doing, Ace of Cups. His karma, Five of Cups, and his future. Hope that means the loony bin. Probably doesn't though. Yeah, wouldn't it be great to see him taken away in a straitjacket? Oh, okay, so the outcome is the Eight of Pentacles. Well, that's interesting. All right, so diving in with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Trying to get a feel for who this might be. Oh, of course. This is about, maybe it's Amy Cohen, whatever her name is, or Amy, I'm sorry, Amy Coney, blah, blah, who cares, whatever her name. This is about his appointee. This is about them shoving through, SCOTUS, shoving through the position of Notorious RGB. Ugh, wow. Yeah, so interesting. So this has to do with commitments. Well, that's what I'm getting. It has to do with a commitment to get somebody in there that Mitch McConnell wants, who's going to completely oppose any pro-choice, and Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade. RV. Yeah, let's get in an RV. Okay. Roe v. Wade, it has to do with getting someone in there that will abolish, This has to do with, just these people that think that they, these evangelicals that think that, that think that, women shouldn't have rights to their own bodies, and that we shouldn't be in a place of science that, where we can actually have surgeries to take care of ourselves if we need to. But, of course, they'll have, they'll get their Viagra, and they'll have vasectomies, and they'll do whatever they want. But, this is about, I'm getting on a deeper, just to, make it more a simple message, this is about overturning everything that RGB worked for her entire life. And the challenge is that it's not a good choice. It's not a good choice, and we'll see when we overlay with the Lenormand, but I'm getting the feeling that what he's doing, in order to do what Mitch McConnell wants, because they're all in bed together, so he has to do what Mitch McConnell wants. I don't think that Trump himself really cares one way or the other if women have abortions. I just can't imagine him caring. He doesn't care about anything except money. So with this choice that should be left up to, we should all have our own sovereignty over our own bodies. But with this choice to have I'm just going to look at the image here. This man is dark. And some people look at this card as like the 7 sins, or 7 temptations. We have like money and jewels here. We have the castle here. We have probably fame. I don't know what this ghost thing is here. I've never looked it up. This could have to do with transformation. It could also have to do with betrayal. The dragon is about power. This has to do with fame as well, or public recognition, because there's a wreath. Boy, now I'm curious about what that means. If anybody knows, let me drop it in. Lisa King, I bet you know. She's a genius with the cards. I love the information she brings through for me. Okay, so, and you guys, there's a bunch of you who are really wise that way too. Help us. What is this? Is it a ghost? Is it about apparitions? Is it about hiding? Is it KKK? What is that? Okay, but back to this. Back to everything that RGB fought for, and what's the forces that are in motion is that they're trying to overturn it. And it's it's an illusion that it's the right way to go. It's absolutely an illusion. But with the combination here, what I'm thinking is that the choice that they're going after, and the choice that they're going to try to ram through, I think that what they're going to do is that they're going to damage their party even further, because there are less people who vote. Just think of all the old geezers like me who grew up in the 60s, and we've been through this before. We've had Gloria Steinem, we've had other leaders. We've been through this bullshit before, where men are going to try and tell us how to live our lives, and that we can't have birth control, or that we have to get their permission to do anything. No. Homie, don't play that game no more. So this is speaking to this challenge of, the Senate they will ram this through. I know they're going to ram it through. But that choice, that power that they have that's being misused, they will damage their own party even further, and there will be less Republicans left when this is all done and said. And we may be fighting, and we may have to go through impeachments, like maybe Kavanaugh will be impeached, and you know, maybe someone else will leave because they get sick or die or retire. You know, so the SCOTUS can change, Supreme Court can change, and meanwhile, the grand old party is just shooting itself in the foot over and over and over again. And, you know, Donald Trump has helped them do that. So maybe there's one little thing we can be grateful for. He's brought in the swamp creatures. He's revealed who all the corrupt ones are. And the GOP itself is just, you know, there's a third of them that are in bed with Putin. They're taking Russian, you know, money, and who knows what else they're doing. Anyway, getting back to this reading, I just think that that's what these two cards, and we always have to remember that these two cards are the overlay and like the pivot point of all these other cards, and we have to remember how important these two cards are. So this is all about SCOTUS and pushing through, you know, their choice, whoever that is, and I think they're going to do it. Now, his real feelings, he is really worried about his money. He's really worried about his money. And I don't think I need to say anything more about that because it's just his MO. There's nothing new here. But what he's actually doing, I think this has to do with him just shoving down his maybe there are some feelings that are coming up. But this has to do with, you know, repressed emotions. Probably just, you know, hiding his emotional reaction all the time based on the fact that he's really afraid of losing everything. Because, you know, when he's voted out, then he's fair game for all these lawsuits that are coming down on him. And I think there might be a couple that come through even before. And so anyway, he's safe now, but as soon as the election's over, he's not safe. And then after January 20th, then let's see, where does he go? Who does he run to? And all his assets in the USA are seized. So I can't wait to see that. So karma. He has karma with all the grieving people on the planet. Because he's been, I had a dream guidance one morning. I woke up with the words, Trump is a global interference. And he is. You know, he's trash talking all kinds of countries all over the place. He's really on China right now. He's trying to blame China for everything, even though, there's that new whistleblower. What's her name? Olivia Troy? Yeah, Olivia Troy. I think it's Troye. That was a Homeland Security advisor, and she heard everything. And so she's saying that it was January 28th that he knew about the coronavirus. And he hasn't spoke about that. You know, he keeps, well, we have the tapes from Bob Woodward that we know that he has been trying to downplay it. But anyway, so he hasn't spoken about how painful it is that we've lost over 200,000. I think we're at 201,000, and it's like we lost 1,000 more souls, more humans overnight. Oh, God. So he's not giving voice to that. And he has karma with the coronavirus because he is the virus itself. He is part of the virus. He's the virus of, hatred. He's the virus of separation. He's the virus of fear. So with that, just to know that the karma of grief and loss is upon him. That is really intense. I mean, this is a card of regret, loss, defeat, major disappointment. You know, when you have this card, you should be grieving. But because he represses everything and just keeps going for the money, this is coming down on him for later. In his own, you know, in his own soul in some lifetime. But meanwhile, I think this has to do with him losing. He might get his Amy, whoever she is, shoved through. And he might get his SCOTUS pick, and he might get, you know, his safety for a while, because, you know, while he's president, he can't be touched. Ugh, so many laws that need to be changed. But this is hanging over him. And I get this card for him a lot. You know, reversed or straight up, I get this card a lot for him. Okay, so his future is, I think he's just going to go crazy. Crazier than he already is. It's the card of, you know, even straight up, it's about fear, anxiety, and major insecurities. Because, you know, got the little lobster down here to remind us in the ocean, you know, the water, the river, whatever it is. You know, the task is to go through the gateway of owning your fears and working through them and, you know, clearing everything out so that you can freely trust your emotions, your feelings that flow freely. But not him. He represses everything. And so he's got this like old, you know, lobsters are old. They live to be over 100 years old if they're not caught. So he's got this old karma with the with life, you know, with life. This is life. This is like the river of life down here. And in his emotional body, he's got so much karma, and it's going to drive him insane. I mean, I think he's already there. I think he's already crazy, but he's kind of like foxy crazy, you know, or, you know, coyote crazy. You can't trust anything he says. We know that. He lies all the time. We know that. And I think this is, you know, it goes with this card as well, where he says whatever he wants to fit the occasion to get what he wants. That's the important piece right there. But so this also can be talking about the unconscious, you know, his unconsciousness taking over, because that's the way spiritual law works this way. And just to, you know, clue you in, if you watch my other videos on spiritual growth, I talk about this usually a lot, and then sometimes I forget about it. But one of the spiritual laws is that whatever we're unconscious of, whatever we're unaware of within us, is controlling our lives. And that's the reason that we want to, you know, work to understand our subconscious and unconscious, you know, like what's controlling. So if let's say we have a false belief, like in his case, let's say his false belief about himself, let's say his deepest soul split, let's say his deepest separation in who he really is that he doesn't believe he's worthy of anything. Not love, not approval, not attention, not anything. And so the way to circumvent that is to go for the money all the time. It's always going for the money. Always going for the money. But you know, the truth is that if you're unconscious of that deep wounding, which he is, if you're unconscious of it, your whole life is working against you to help you come into that wounding, to help you come into the pain. And once you process it through and you clear it out, and you realize you're much more than your money or your success or anything that you actually do in life, that you can just be, and in that state of being, you know, you have the love and self-worth that you are. Well, he doesn't have any of that yet. He's been a great role model for how not to live. So I think that this, you know, this being in this future, I think he's going to go crazy. Now, the full moon's coming up October 1st, and October we have 2 full moons this month, or that next month. So maybe we're going to witness something where he actually does go crazy, because all this is weighing down on him. Maybe he's going to say something dumber than he's ever said before. I don't know how he could top it, but, you know, top all the things he's said. But, you know, I mean, it's like we've been holding space for this, you know, we've been under a form of PTSD these last 4 years. And it's the worst kind, because, you know, if you have, like, let's say you have a car accident or something, you know, just a one-time acute event, that's not as bad as this, you know, daily, like living under the you know, the power of an oppressor, of a predator. So that's on his soul as well. This bullying, these lies, this constant distraction, this, you know, just negativity, constant negativity. That's on him, and we're having to learn how to stand up against it. Yeah, I mean, it's helping us all grow a spine, isn't it? But it's also really hard, and I can feel that place where it's really hard. So the outcome, I think this outcome here is that with the Eight of Pentacles, I don't know if something's going to come through about maybe somebody who worked on the Apprentice show, because this card has to do with being an apprentice. That's possible. It's also possible that these 2 cards are mirroring each other, in that because he's really feeling like he'll never have enough. There's never enough. Then he's always got to try and steal more money and get more money into his coffers. That's very possible. But it's also a card of engaging with life, you know, just all the ways you can engage with life. So maybe what this is more about maybe we'll see, because if it's the outcome of these forces in motion, maybe we're going to see something more that's going to come up that shows how he did have his hands in some place that he shouldn't have been or shouldn't be. You know, just like Bill Barr should not be doing what he's doing for Trump. He's supposed to be our Attorney General for the people. So, you know, there's an impeachment coming down there someday. So but there's like rules, terms, you know, engagement of, there's something coming through there, and I don't know what it'll be. Yeah, with him it's something new every day. Okay, so overlaying the Lenormand, we have this stars with the, yeah, this has to do with, you know, just him getting to choose who he wants to pick, you know, for, so I don't know if he'll actually be choosing her on this day, on Wednesday, or if it'll be, you know, that this is a little further out. This card also has to do with something widespread. And it could also be relating to The Apprentice. And him, or, you know, like him always wanting to be the star. And now he's got, you know, a lot of intention on him because he gets to pick his new SCOTUS. Ugh. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So, okay. Then the clarifier or the additional layering here, we have the book. So, yeah, so there's secrets. The book has to do with secrets. It's also the unknown. So maybe he won't choose. Maybe this day he doesn't know yet. Maybe he is really going to be taking his time. But, you know, it has to do with what's hidden. So with what's hidden, you can look at the other cards. So let's go ahead and lay these out. Okay, so we have the whip, the bonds, the train, or locomotion actually is what they call it, the letter, and the rose. Okay, so yeah, so what could be hidden is that he is still whipping up, whatever money he can get into his coffers. And then what he's actually doing is trying to find more and more people, or whoever he can, bond with, to keep that going. It's kind of like the same old with him. It's all about the money. Now, with the karma, this is an interesting card to add on to the karma, because this is the card about, traveling. Oh, it's about the rallies. It's about the people he sees that, at the rallies. I'm trying to think into like what else could this card be about. It's because it's just the train that goes, imagine like, where the railroad tracks are all over the USA. It has to do with domestic. Yeah, I wonder if he's trying to work with somebody that can help him more with the money laundering that he's been involved in. Money laundering, whipping it through. Yeah. Because, you have to remember, like in the old days, they didn't have washing machines. So they washed clothes with, like, beating it on rocks and doing all kinds of other things, when these cards were designed. So this could be money laundering, finding more people to help him with money laundering. Huh. But this card is all about like domestic business. And then public transportation as well, because it's, domestic transportation. So there's karma. It's got to be with Elaine Chao. He's doing something with Elaine Chao because she's the Secretary of Transportation. Mitch McConnell's wife. Wow. That's another element there. Interesting. But anyway, trains go fast. Trains go fast, and this would be like a quicker form of getting money to him. Maybe this has to do with the transportation on Elaine Chao's father's, tankers that go back and forth from China. Meanwhile, while he's given a speech at I don't know wherever he was, he gave some speech that was recorded. Actually, it was recorded yesterday. I heard a little bit of it for this morning, and I just couldn't stand his voice anymore. But anyway, he was putting down China, and he was talking about, China and all their people smuggling. So, yeah, I guess he does know about that. Because, of course, we know by now that he's always in projection. He's always talking about what other people are doing, but he's really relaying to us what he's doing, what he's involved in. So this could be people in the tankers, and then hit on all the money laundering that comes through. that has been, you know, funneling through him for one of my subscribers. I think you're a subscriber, I don't know. But one of the comments that I got was, and I'm so sorry I don't remember your name, but he said that there were three, I think it was a he, I'm not sure, but 3 trillion that Trump has been responsible for money laundering. $3 trillion. And I can't remember the time period. Was it just over the last couple of years? I don't know. And I don't really know like how we could even know what those figures actually are, but it would be nice to know like where that information came from. So that's the karma there. Elaine Chao, Mitch McConnell, Chinese, you know, money laundering, the tankers going back and forth. And then with his future, this is the votes. This could be the votes. This could have to do with the votes on another level as well. This could, on just simple level, be speaking to how he's traveling, you know, rallies, doing his rallies to try and get the votes, working for the votes, to try and seduce people to, you know, sucker them into like, well, you know, they're probably already a lost cause, the ones that are going to his rallies. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that. I mean, the rose is just all about seduction and attraction, and, you know, it's not... It's, it can sometimes be about art. You know, the beauty of art. Maybe the art of his deal, all that other BS that's coming out of him all the time. He's such a good deal maker. Yeah, right. Yeah. So but I do think I think the rest of this is just about getting the votes, working to get the votes. Yeah. So okay, I'm going to close it up. It doesn't look like there's anything really new, other than they're going to shove it through the Senate. The Senate's going to shove the vote in. They're going to shove somebody through onto SCOTUS. I can tell that. That's what's going to happen, and it's not going to end well for them. For the GOP, they are, you know, they are ruining their party. What was left of it, if it had any redeeming qualities to it, I don't think so, but it's going to go down. So I guess we have that to look forward to, at least. Him being gone, and the GOP needing to completely renew itself on some level, or renew itself, you know, to be able to function on any level. So, okay. Thanks, you guys. Take care. Bye.